many wristbands. You guys, we have a great show for you lined up. My name is Beth Norton. I'll be your host. Thank you. We've got a lot of great acts from out of town. As I said, my name is Beth Norton, like the antivirus. Just kidding, I have mouth herpes. I work the stage, sorry. I realized I was right in your face. She was like, at least it wasn't in my mouth. Sometimes when I tell people I do stand-up comedy, they're like, wow, you've got really big balls. And I know what they mean. I just wish that courage was associated with a feminine trait. Am I right? That way when I tell people I do stand-up comedy, they'd be like, wow, you've got really big breasts. Thanks for laughing at that. It's a stupid joke. This is the stupidest joke ever. You guys are kind. I did that joke at a show once, and a friend of mine came to the show when we met later in the week for coffee, and she was very distraught. She was like, so I've been thinking about your balls joke? Just kidding, she doesn't talk like that. She's like, I'm thinking about your balls joke, and I was just wondering how that could be funnier. I was like, all right, let's hear it, Caitlin. And she's like, so then I was thinking, well, what's the equivalent to balls? So what if you said, I just wish that when I tell people I did stand-up comedy, they'd be like, wow, you've got really big labia. It's not something I ever want anyone to say to me. It's the image. I'll never forget the first time I saw a testicle. It was on the bus. Big guy, little shorts. He gets on, he sits in one of those first seats, one of the ones that faces in, you know what I'm talking about? I'll demo. You got it? Yeah. Even from where I was sitting, like second level, 2 rows back, I could see the veins. I know, it was so gross. I didn't want to look, but I also kind of wanted to poke it. Pretty soon after he gets on, another young woman gets on and she sits down next to Nutjob. And I should mention it's a really hot day and she's got this giant bottle of water and it's like sweating deliciously. And he does what no woman would ever do, and he turns to her and he asks her for a sip. And she like politely ignores him, and then he asks again. So she just hands him the bottle of water and he takes a big long drink and hands it back. And I just remember getting off the bus thinking, man, that guy's got some really big labia. Anybody travel to be here tonight? Anybody from out of town? Yeah, nice. Got some people. Big round of applause if you're from Boise. Oh, awesome. Thanks for coming out and supporting local comedy, live comedy. I am not from here originally. I moved here a little over a year ago with my partner. We are very different. He's 7th generation Idahoan. I'm like 3rd generation alcoholic. He was the captain of the varsity swim team at the University of Chicago. I made 2 points in high school JV basketball. They were both free throws. His great-grandfather immigrated here to escape the Armenian genocide. His father's done very well in business. They've realized the American dream. My family is just American. Still dreaming. If you know your Idaho history and you're good at math, you might have realized it's not actually possible for somebody to be 7th generation Idahoan. Idaho's been a state for 128 years, 20 years in a generation. That makes it just over 6 generations. I did embellish for the sake of the joke. He's 5th generation Idahoan. Doesn't fucking matter. Just doesn't sound as good when I say it that way. To be fair, I've probably underestimated the generations of alcoholism I come from because nobody can remember. Something that my great-grandmother used to say when my grandparents were like getting down on themselves, hitting the sauce, getting down their pity pots, she used to say, "Get off the cross, someone else needs the wood." We're Catholics, but we're practical. I never met him, but apparently my boyfriend's grandfather had a mustache that went from his nostril holes over the top of his top lip and down to the bottom of his bottom lip. And when he would get shit for it, what he used to say about his wife was, "She never minded going through a little brush to get to a picnic." Lucky for me, neither does my boyfriend. That was a geriatric cunnilingus cocktail. Drink it up. Yes. Drink it up. Any Steelheads fans in the house? I'm talking about the fish, not the hockey team. Yeah, that usually gets more cheers. Sorry, I heard the hockey team's not doing well. It is going downstream and it is not coming back up. That's just what I heard, you guys. That's what I heard. The fish are amazing, though. They're a species of rainbow trout that's native to Idaho. They are born here. They travel all the way to the ocean. They feed off shrimps for years. They avoid predators like orcas and sea lions, and then they travel all the way back to where they were born to lay their eggs. They can replenish their population up to 1/3, and we have decimated them with the building of dams. And I feel like if the Steelheads knew we named a shitty hockey team after them, they'd be like, all right, besides the Steelheads fans, you guys are a great audience.